Hey guys, Scott McCauley here, President of Autobake Serpentine, and it's time for another Middleby Minute. Today joining me is EJ Newell. He's the head of our thermal department for Stewart Systems and Autobake, and we're super excited to have him here with us. Hey EJ, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Fantastic. So last summer, 2019, we had one of our U.S. customers get in touch with us with an issue they were having. EJ, can you tell us a little bit about what they approached us with?
So our customer was having some issues with their carrier ends. They were experiencing cracking in some of the more highly stressed areas. As the carrier transfers through the Autobake system, the magnitude and direction of load on the carrier end fluctuates. And over time, this fluctuating load can cause a fatigue failure.
So yeah, that's right. I mean, it was amazing, EJ. Once we found out that one customer has a problem, obviously we wanted to research and see if there's any others. So we had a few carrier samples sent into the office. And we started to inspect them, and these were carrier samples from lines that were of similar size and of similar load, this being a pretty heavy loaded product. And what we found was pretty amazing. So we figured out that, it wasn't just unique to this one customer. Actually, we started to see some fatigue failures, at least beginning in some of the carriers that we examined. And so now we have a problem. A real problem, we feel like, and we need a solution that's equitable in a way that's obviously solves the problem, number one, but also doesn't add too much weight or too much cost to the system. So I put out a challenge to our engineering team and asked them, to sleep on it, think about the problem, and obviously with the circumstances I just said, come up with a solution and share their ideas. And so we put it out. EJ actually won. EJ, tell me about the design you came up with.
Well, I actually have one of them sitting right here. A couple iterations and a couple runs through testing. We ended up on this design, and we ended up calling it the Rhino because, simply put, it's very tough.
Yeah, and it makes a lot of sense. Rhino, like rhinoceros, which is tough, but it's also reinforced in a way that prevents this issue that we're talking about. So I love the design. I love the name. EJ, can you tell us a little bit about some of the benefits?
Absolutely. So some of the changes that we made, if you're familiar with our normal stainless steel carrier ends, it'll be pretty evident just by looking, but the first thing that we did was we increased the drawing depth of the stamping here from 13 millimeters to 20 millimeters, which greatly reduces the bending stress in the flange here, in the edge flange, which is where we were experiencing the failures. And then we added these formed braces around the posts to help attach everything and eliminate the stress concentration from where the welds were previously initiating the fatigue crack. And these actually have another benefit as well. They kind of tidy up the carrier end to keep debris and things from being trapped in those tight spaces. So
yeah, it's awesome. And you also did some FEA studies. How did you do that?
Yeah, we did FEA studies on these carrier ends, comparing the strength, and then also did some testing at a local testing facility, and we actually saw a 100% increase in strength.
Wow, double the increase. Amazing.
And the strength obviously is a big factor, but also just the manner in which this is constructed is going to greatly increase the fatigue life because of the stress concentrations being really reduced. So we ended up 100% strength, greatly increased fatigue life at only about 10% increase in mass.
No way! Wow, that's amazing. Double the strength at 10% the increase in mass. It's really important in our system, as you know, if we're going to go back into an existing system. Which brings me to my next question, EJ: is this only for new systems, or can it be actually retrofit into an existing line?
So these are 100% retrofittable with our existing stainless steel carrier ends, and to I think in 99% of cases the aluminum ones as well. So
okay, fantastic. Do they have to make any other modifications to the line, or just drop in replacement?
These are a 100% retrofittable solution for any of the carrier ends that we have, aluminum, stainless, or
okay.
Maybe if you have something
any
else.
other modifications the customer would have to make to their lines?
Nope, everything should work just fine.
Okay, fantastic. So, does this make our old design obsolete, EJ, or is this still functional for us?
So our previous design, stainless steel carrier ends and our aluminum carrier ends are still completely valid designs that we'll use on some of the smaller lines. Any line that has working width over 1,000 millimeters or particularly heavy loads, we would probably be recommending the Rhino carrier end. Probably gets into product loading above 4,000 pounds an hour.
Okay, so you're saying for lines that are over 1,000 working with, so we have 1,400 and 1,600, and of course the 1,200, which is our standard thermal oil line, and loads over 2 tons an hour, product loads over 2 tons an hour. Okay, makes sense. Thanks, EJ. So that's awesome. So, we actually have a couple of customers that are using these right now in some of their new lines, and they're working really, really quite well. Okay, fantastic, EJ. So why don't we bring this home for the customers? You've told us that we've increased the strength of our carrier ends by double, and with just negligible mass increase. What's the cost difference between these two?
So these are about 25% more than our standard stainless steel carrier end. Obviously, we talked about double the strength, probably double the fatigue life, and
so you're saying that if our standard carrier ends last 5 to 10 years, depending on the circumstances in the line, that maybe these could last, well over 10 years?
I think it's fair to say, yeah.
Okay, fantastic. For only 25% more cost. We're super proud of you. Thank you and congratulations for the new Rhino design. I know our customers are going to love it, and certainly we're super excited about it. And we're excited to see what you come up with next. That's all for today. Thanks for joining us. EJ, thank you again. Check back soon. That's another Middleby Minute.